Okay, we are continuing with our legacy interviews, and right now we have
Loki Sexton.
Loki Sexton in the house.
How you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a good week. I went and for my assessment for my mental health because I'm cuckoo,
Yeah.
and um, and everything's a go. I see my psychiatrist. I meet my psychiatrist on Friday.
Yeah.
So no, actually on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. And then afterwards, I go and see my doctor for my follow up, for my checkup. So to see how everything's going, but everything's going good. I'm feeling good. The meds are meeting, you know. Yeah,
Good. Good to hear. It's
yeah.
see your smiling face. Y'all happy.
I know. I've been feeling good. Finally, for once, after so many months. Okay. What is your definition of a legacy?
Wow. A legacy. My definition, outside of what, dictionary would say, a legacy is something that people look up to, are inspired by. Uh it is a not just a single person. A single person could try to have a legacy, but it takes a village to really build that person up. And so I would say a legacy to me is just togetherness, just solid. Yeah.
Where on the family tree do you fall?
Oh God, I have to be like a baby. Um, so I am Alexander Sexton's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this was let's see, when he was Emperor 49, I was his Prince Royal. And through that, we just made this incredible connection, and he brought me into the family.
Nice. What is your profession during the day? If you don't mind me asking.
What's that again? I'm sorry.
What's your profession daytime?
Oh, I am the product manager for a company called the Joint Company. We do pre-rolled marijuana joints. We do blunt. We do of all forms. But yeah, I'm their product manager here in Colorado, here in Denver.
Awesome. We love our pre rolls.
Right?
What are some of your favorite memories of being in the family?
Oh, there's several. When I first was introduced to the family, Alex took me on a little picnic type scenario down up by a lake here in Colorado, and I got to meet a lot of, which I didn't know, but soon to be aunts and uncles and stuff like that. But I think it was like my introduction to the family. So just that memory of just meeting everybody there and then watching everybody out in the lake and playing in the water and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like you got to see people unfiltered and just them, and not on the circuit. They weren't performing.
Right.
They were just them. So I was introduced to all of them as who they were naturally. And it was
Oh,
just,
that's awesome.
that's one of my favorites.
That's awesome. Um, what are some of your favorite memories of Kiara? I know.
Um, I personally never got to, yeah. It sounds weird, but my favorite memories are when Alex talks about her. Seeing the light in his eyes and the love in his heart. and how much he's like talks about how strong and how independent and just loving and just yeah, that would have to be it because yeah, I
Yeah.
it would have to be it's all through Alex.
Well, I'll give you some of my memories.
Yes, please.
I met Walter back in the time when it was a rough time in his, teenage years. Um, but I stayed friends with him, and I went to see him because he was a JV cheerleader, and I actually made it to become a JV cheerleader. But the second day of cheerleading camp, my mom found where I was and pulled me by my hair, screaming that I'm not going to be a cheerleader, and I always regretted her for that. So when I saw that Walter was a cheerleader, I went and saw like a couple of his games and saw how talented he was. I mean, just backflipping and just like high kicking and just like all of it. And I was like, wow, I'm like talented, just unbelievable talented. So we got to know each other more. He graduated and then he came to stay with me for the summer and fall. And into the winter is when he met Christian and they fell in love. And then later on in the early spring, that's when Selena was shot.
Okay.
And Walter was living with me, and our my son Bo came in and was like, "You gotta get up! You gotta get up! Selena got shot! Selena got shot!" We're like, "Oh my god!" So we all like rushed down to the quinta. We were outside of the barricades for 16, 18 hours.
Oh,
Just screaming and yelling and throwing rocks and like being mad at the police and like just I mean we were there. We were there. And that memory I think like really solidified us as a family because something that traumatic, just
yeah.
it bonded us. And it wasn't like it was just I mean the energy that she had personally. Like I can't even describe like I've never felt energy from anybody in the world like that. It was just that smile, the laugh. I mean, like everything was just so beautiful.
Oh,
So for me, it was really, really personal when that happened. But it was for all of us because she was, one of us. Like she was out and about in the public, and it was no big thing to see her. It was no big thing for her to come up and say hi and like anybody. No, for me it was really, really personal. So it was like, oh my God. So a couple of nights later, Christian and Walter come in and they're from dinner and they have like this feeling about them. I don't know what it was. And he said, Mom, I gotta talk to you. And I'm like, you're pregnant. He's like, no. And I'm like, damn it, we could have made some money. Said, no, this is serious. I'm like, I know. They come sit down. They sit on each side and they're kind of like looking at each other like, you tell her. They're like, you tell her. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you moving to Colorado? I was like, huh, what? Oh, what? And I looked at Christian. I was like, you're very loud when you like try to talk softly. I was like, but I hope I heard you talking to Matthew, which was his brother, about a
yeah.
possible job opportunity and having to move. And I was like, and he was like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I was like, baby, you don't need my permission to move. I'm like, this man loves you. And I'm like, and you love him. I'm like, go to Colorado. Like, but I don't know anybody there. What am I going to do? And I'm like, sweetheart, you learn everything that you've learned your whole life and everything that I've taught you and everything that you've learned since you've been out here. And you go to Colorado and you be somebody. He's like, it doesn't matter if you don't know anybody, they're going to know who you are.
Right.
And he just looked at me and I was like, where did that come from? But it was some of the best, words of advice that I could give him. Um, I put it to myself when I moved that summer to Virginia, just knowing one person, and ended up staying there for 4.5 years, and just like living and loving, and just traveling all up and down the East Coast and getting to know bars and people and just like, just creating
Yeah.
and staying in touch with Walter. And he's like, I got another kid. You got another grandson. You got another grandson. You got a granddaughter. And da, da, da. I'm like, oh, stop popping out all these kids. But I noticed what he was doing. He was building a life and he was building a career, you know, and it was a beautiful thing to see throughout the years the the family, the legacy that he's left behind, and the love that he built in his personal life and his career also,
Yeah.
because at the memorial celebration, it was I was so quiet the whole time because I was so overwhelmed with like the love that was in the room, from all of his peers and all of his people that he met throughout the years, sitting there and like just talking about him and listening to stories, and then seeing all the kids and like getting to really know them, one on
Yeah.
one and not just through a group chat. Um, like I was I was really overwhelmed and I couldn't take it. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And but it was beautiful. I was trying to like take it all in. But it's like seeing everyone talk and everyone interact, and I'm like, it's like pieces of a puzzle of Walter just put all together. And it was just Walter there in one person. It's undescribable. And after that weekend, after the barbecue, I knew in my heart, I knew in my head that I was gonna do something. I wanted to do something for the family.
Yeah.
I didn't know what. So throughout the years, I was like, oh, that's my friend, like I want to do something. They're like, do a documentary. And I'm like, how long that would be? It'd be like 14 hours, 18 hours long. And they're like, well, I don't know. Like we hear about all these names in the communities, but like nobody's doing anything. Nobody's done anything. And I'm like, well, I want to do something. And they were like, well, just break it up and do a docu series. And as soon as they said it, I was like, interview, group chat, and my tribute to the whole legacy. And they were like, there you go. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. So I brought it up to Manny, and he was just like over the moon. He's like, I've been wanting to do something too. He's like, but I couldn't put it into words. And he's like, Grandma, that's so perfect. And I'm like, you think everyone's gonna, be about it? And he's like, oh, they have to be. They're like, they have to be. You know what I mean? And he goes, and he's gonna kind of like start to bring the, family back, closer together. And so here we are, and I'm
Cool.
doing this because what Walter left behind in y'all and what y'all continue to do as far as a family is absolutely beautiful. From, not just an outsider, not just a family member, but from a perspective view. To see what y'all do, to see what y'all have created and continue to create, the legacy that y'all are leaving and creating and moving forward with. I want everyone to see. I want all of social media to know who y'all are, you know, because it's a beautiful thing. And that's my hope. That's my goal. And every time I do an interview, every time I'm editing a video and it's like re-editing a video because I got another idea, it makes me more motivated. It makes me more knowing that this is exactly what needs to be done. And I can hear her say, yes, yes,
Perfect.
that's it, Mom. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it right there. Thank
Perfect.
you. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm really, really happy. And um,
Well, it's
yeah.
my pleasure. It's definitely my pleasure. And it's an amazing house. I mean, it's granted, me and Sophia are probably the only lighter natured skinned in the family, but no, just amazing, strong, independent people. And also I learned something from every single one. All the way from, Jesse to Angel to, Lexi. Oh my God, that girl has such talent.
I know.
Um, Manny, just he is such a strong person, but it's like you talk to him and it's all Manny because you know what
Yeah,
I mean. It's
I know
he's
what you mean.
but the man has a brain behind it. He doesn't let it show, but it's there. And then Dre, she's my sister. Um, and yeah, it's just amazing mentors, just amazing mentors. And so yeah, and that's what this family's full of. And some of them may not think they are, but they are. They are mentors to people around them just because of who they are.
I love that. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, since you asked me to do this interview, I thought about if I did have any, and I thought about you know asking Alex. It's like, hey, what would I say? What would I do? But I thought, no, let's be a little bit more independent on this. But no, I had I've heard bits and pieces about you and who you are, and just this amazing soul that you are, and I just I think I want to get to know you. I wanted this conversation. I have no questions. No. Sorry.
No problem, no problem at all. Like I said, I wanted to do this to showcase y'all, but also so I can get to know y'all better. There's still so many kids and so many family members that I've just known through group chat or known through a chat or haven't
Oh,
had no chat. So this is also a better time and way for me to know the family and let the family see, what I'm doing. And that's why I really want everybody to be a part of it. I know everyone's, busy, this and that, whatever. That's why I'm trying to work around everyone's schedule. But me, myself, I have a schedule that I put myself on to get these videos out, so they're not so far apart and we lose the audience.
yeah.
Because as of now, my audience has grown by the second video because I tagged it differently and
Okay.
like within 24 hours it was like 1,000 views and I'm like for a short video like that's like really really good, like really really good. So I'm like, yeah, and I was looking at the analytics and my audience had grown from a completely different genre. So that's awesome. That's what I want, you know what I mean? I wanted to leave from just my core audience, members, to a broader view of audience, so like I
Yeah.
said, take over social media. All of I'm gonna want to tag it on
Yeah.
all social media posts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I will ask you um when this is done and no rush. Any links that you want combined to your profile,
Okay.
send them to me and I will put them on your profile. Once it's done, what I'll be doing is with your profile and each and everyone's profile, I'll be doing a preview in profile,
Okay.
introducing who y'all are. And of course, I'll show you before I post it. And then I will edit this video, and that's going to be your profile that will be going on as the Sexton Legend Legacy interview.
Awesome. That's amazing. And let me just say, honestly, thank you for thinking of this and thank you for doing this. And just, social media it's like somebody very wise in my life, Alex, says social media can be a weapon or a tool. And we need to educate people. And the only way to educate them is to use the platforms that they use. So thank you for thinking of this and doing this.
Yes, yes, thank you, because I believe that it's not a project, it's a movement.
Yeah.
And this movement is going to be amazing and epic. I really believe that.
Oh, it's going to be. It's going to be.
Yay! Yay! Well, thank you for this wonderful interview, and I will be getting with you throughout the weeks, and group chat will be coming up very soon, which that's going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to be asking some really tough questions about
Okay.
members, members of past, members that have passed, members who are no longer here but should be, daddies that we don't talk about, um, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff,
All right.
because it's all part of the legacy, and I've noticed it's been very hush hush whenever these things happen, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna ask these questions because
All right.
we can't move on if we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank you. And I look
and
forward to getting to know you more and talking to you more. Definitely.
I'm here anytime that you want to talk or chat or whatever. Seriously, like my line is open. I always take phone calls, especially from family. So
All right. All right.
love you, sex and vessels.
Love you. We get bye.